Alright, we're going to pop over to the Magic Kingdom area. There are 4 deluxe resorts there. And before I talk about the properties that are like the flagship monorail resorts everyone thinks of, I'm going to talk about the Wilderness Lodge. The Wilderness Lodge is often one of the least expensive of the deluxe resorts. It's often only a few dollars more than the moderates, but it's one of my favorites, especially at Christmas time. The theming is just so phenomenal. It's inspired by national park lodges of the 20th century and features exposed timber columns, log cabin style facades, and dormer windows. It has a huge tall stone fireplace in the lobby. It's just, oh, it's so beautiful. This is my idea of camping. It's just so charming. It's right across from Bay Lake from the Magic Kingdom. So you can get to the Magic Kingdom by this delightful boat ride. If you're going first thing in the morning, the sunset is amazing. I can't say enough about the Wilderness Lodge. It has 2 pools. The largest is the Silver Creek Springs pool. It sits in the middle of the resort's courtyard. It's surrounded by rockwork and vegetation to kind of feel like a mountain stream. There's a hot tub, a kiddie pool, water play area. The other pool is located to the far right of the resort next to the villas. Just added to the pool area is the new Geyser Point Pool and Grill. It's an open-air quick service facility with a selection of sandwiches and a great lounge menu. This is another new spot that I'm going to be checking out on my next trip, so look for that review as well. Other quick dining on property includes Roaring Fork. It's the small counter service restaurant. It does have a limited menu, and it's currently under refurbishment, but should be opening by the end of the year. The menu is made up of burgers, sandwiches, and flatbread pizza. The pool bar and lounge is also currently under refurbishment. They're going to be getting rid of that because they just opened that new Geyser Lounge. That's going to become a poolside salon. So I'm going to check that out when that opens, get my nails done by the pool. That sounds fun. In terms of dining, a family favorite is the Whispering Canyon Cafe. It has all you care to enjoy skillets at breakfast and dinner. They also have a feisty, rowdy staff that makes it just pure fun. Make sure you ask for straws and ketchup. You will have a hoot. Make sure you ask for straws and ketchup. It will be a hoot. Artist Point is a little bit more refined. It serves the best of Pacific Northwest cuisine. Cedar plank salmon. You can't do, there's no better salmon on property, really. The buffalo short ribs are also really popular. 2 of my favorite things, salmon and buffalo. Yum. The restaurant offers an all Pacific Northwest wine list, which is really cool too. So jumping over to the monorail resorts, the Contemporary Resort was the only hotel to be operating on opening day, October 1st, 1971. So the Contemporary Tower was a collaboration between Disney and United States Steel Corporation. It's the most prominent of the resort's 4 standalone buildings and was built in an A-frame with outer walls which slope inwards around an inner atrium. So this is the building that you picture when you picture the Contemporary, if you know it at all. To construct the building, they built the steel frames on site, and then they put in modular pre-constructed rooms with the idea that they would switch them out, but after things kind of shifted, they really couldn't get them back out, so they just refurbished them. They're beautiful. They're still contemporary. The biggest advantage of this resort, though, is that it's a short walk to the Magic Kingdom. If you don't want to make the 10-minute walk, you can also take the monorail. It has a station inside the lobby. Inside the building. The monorail just goes right through the building. So much fun for younger kids sitting there and watching the monorail just go through the building. You can also use the monorail to get to the Transportation and Ticket Center, where you can then ride to the front gate of Epcot. So non-bus transportation to 2 resorts, to 2 theme parks, I'm sorry. So Contemporary has 2 pools. The largest, the feature pool, sits in the middle of the tower in the garden wing. Again, hot tub, kiddie pool, play area. You can rent cabanas here for the day, which really popular. And then, like most of the deluxe resorts, dining options abound. On the first floor is the Wave of American flavors. Again, it's a health-conscious 21st century restaurant. The menu changes regularly. What does health-conscious mean? You can get bacon for breakfast, but the coffee comes with certified organic and bird-friendly. I'm not a big health food connoisseur, so I really don't know what's certified organic and bird-friendly coffee, what the difference is, but if you are health conscious, it's a good place to eat. The Contempo Cafe is a counter service restaurant on the fourth floor floor's Grand Canyon Concourse. It serves up sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, the usual. Chef Mickey's is also on the fourth floor and hosts one of the more popular character buffets at breakfast, brunch, and dinner. On the 15th floor, the award-winning California Grill serves a contemporary American cuisine. It is a popular spot for engagements and celebrations because there is an incredible view of the fireworks. Following the monorail loop around, the Polynesian Village Resorts is one of my favorite places to spend non-park time. I've never stayed here, but I've probably spent more time here than some of the places I've stayed. It's located across the lake from the Magic Kingdom and offers even what I think are even better views of the fireworks from the beach right there. The theming is so amazing. Every time I grab a meal or catch the fireworks, it makes me want to plan my trip to the Pacific Islands. It's just, I've been gushing like this whole time. Sorry, guys. The resort design and layout consists of 11 2- and 3-story longhouses, so very much inspired by the Polynesian culture. The resort's it had 8 longhouses when it opened, so Baliha'i, Bora Bora, Fiji, Hawaii, Maui, Samoa, Tahiti, and Tonga. They've since added Oahu, the Moorea, and Pago Pago. And then most recently, they added 20 over-the-water DVC bungalows called Bora Bora. Those are almost impossible to get into. The Polynesian Village Resort has 2 pools. The largest, the lava pool, sits behind the Great Ceremonial House. Features a lava rock structure and a water slide. Again, hot tub, kiddie pool, water play area. The other smaller pool, the Oasis Pool, is located between Samoa, Hawaii, and they just completely refurbished it, and it's absolutely beautiful. In my opinion, the Polynesian has the best dining options on property. Not some of the best, the best. They do have a dinner show. I wouldn't consider that one of the best dining options, but I will talk a little bit about it. The Spirit of Aloha, formerly the Polynesian Luau, is a show featuring South Seas Island native dancing and an all-you-can-eat Polynesian-style meal. The dancing is interesting and what I've heard largely authentic. The food is okay, but you're definitely here for the show. The food at Ohana inside the Great Ceremonial House is much better. And honestly, in my opinion, if you want to catch a dinner show, head to the Hoop-de-Doo at Fort Wilderness. It's a much better show and much better food. So back to Ohana. We all know Ohana means family, and family means family style. Ohana has this large open fire pit in the centerpiece of the room, and the tables are all around it, and you have grilled foods prepared with flair. Because sometimes the chef will pour some liquid onto the fire, causing these huge flames to shoot up. It's just, there's hula hoop contests and coconut races, and everyone's your cousin, and I can't remember the lady's name. I think you might call her auntie. I'm not sure, but she walks around and serenades you on her ukulele. Kids have coconut races where they're pushing coconuts with brooms around the dining room, and then they have the food. The skewer service is the specialty here. There's no menu. They're just going to come around with skewers of meat. You can't get this amazing pineapple bread. You have a green salad, which I don't like salad, but I would fill up on the salad. But you don't want to, because then you have glazed wings, pork fried dumplings, and pineapple. And then they start bringing you the skewers. You get steak, pork, chicken, peel and eat shrimp, stir-fried vegetable, lo mein noodles. It's all on this lazy Susan in the center of your table. I definitely don't recommend going for lunch and then planning on going back to the park, because you're just going to be so full because you're not going to be able to stop. During breakfast, you can find Lilo and Stitch here. The food is not by no means as good as dinner. Reservations are extremely difficult to get, but you can get similar food at the Kona Cafe right next door. It's a great alternative. You can get sushi. Definitely prefer it for breakfast. I like going there for breakfast, but only if I have someone to share things with, because I can never decide between the Samoa Benedict, the pineapple macadamia nut pancakes, and their specialty, the Tonga toast. So for lunch and dinner, they have Asian noodles, barbecue pork tacos, sticky wings, the same sticky wings as Ohana, pomegranate barbecued pork chops, ginger crusted ribeye, and sustainable fish and sushi. I mentioned in the moderate video that Pepper Market was one of my 2 favorite quick services. The one that it goes between is Captain Cook's at the Poly. They pull Polynesian flavors into your favorite sandwiches and flatbreads. I love pineapple on anything, so this is like heaven for me. The pulled pork nachos are absolutely amazing. Poly also has the best places to grab a drink. The Barefoot Pool Bar has all of your favorite tropical drinks in this Polynesian atmosphere, so you feel like you're not in Florida. The Tambu Lounge has some great apps, some of them again from Ohana, and even better signature drinks. My favorite is the Lapu Lapu. It's served in a pineapple. Again, pineapple's kind of my thing. Off of the Polynesian Village's main lobby and featuring views of the marina and the lagoon is Trader Sam's Grotto. There's an outdoor tiki bar, but inside there's this amazing adventure club type atmosphere with legends and lore. So the backstory is that it was started by Trader Sam, which is Adventureland's famous head salesman. Cocktails are definitely the big draw here, with names like Castaway Crush, Tahitian Torch, and the over-the-top Oa. Just about every drink has its own collectible mug. I am determined to catch them all, kind of like Pokemon. Well on my way, but I will have every drink at Trader Sam's and get all of the mugs. Another amazing feature of the resort is the pineapple lanai, because Dole Whip. If you don't know what Dole Whip is, it's this pineapple soft serve. You can get it in a float, so you can get the soft serve in the pineapple juice. My favorite thing on Disney property, they have it in the Magic Kingdom, and then at the Polynesian. So the last resort is Disney's flagship resort. It's called the Grand Floridian. It's inspired by the Hotel del Coronado in San Diego, made famous by Some Like It Hot. The Grand Floridian integrates verandas, intricate lattice work, dormers, and turrets beneath a red shingle roof to capture the most memorable elements of the 19th century resort architecture. With the highest ratio of staff to guests, service is outstanding. The resort has several full-service restaurants. Others are a short monorail ride away. The hotel is connected directly to the Magic Kingdom by monorail and by to other Disney World destinations by bus. I will say we used to stay here as kids. It wasn't my favorite resort. I would have much rather stayed in something a little more intricately themed. Now I'm kicking myself because I wish I could afford to stay at the Grand Floridian. The Senses Spa is one of the best in Orlando, not just Disney World, Orlando. The resort's pools are among the nicest on Disney property. The courtyard pool is large enough that all of the local waterfowl often mistake it for the lake. It has a 0 entry ramp. Cabanas are available to rent. They have this absolutely darling Alice in Wonderland themed splashed area that sits between the main building and the villas. The other pool, the beach pool, is located between the main building and the villas. It overlooks Seven Seas Lagoon and has a really big water slide. Also cabanas for rent here. The rest of the Grand Floridian's grounds are maintained to a very high standard. It's a lovely resort to walk around during the evening with romantic light levels and charming background music. Even if you're not staying here, I definitely recommend trying one of the restaurants and just kind of walking around. The view of the fireworks is not nearly as great as at the Polynesian, but very romantic spots. You can take a stroll, and definitely enjoy the resort there. And then you could head over to the Polynesian for a nightcap at Trader Sam's. Win-win. Grand Floridian is home to Disney's most exclusive and most expensive restaurant, with only 18 tables, and a private space and a chef's table. It is the top dining experience at Walt Disney World. It's the winner of AAA's 5 Diamond Award, the only restaurant in Central Florida that has earned this. Victoria and Albert's is civilized, lavish, and expensive. It also has a very strict dress code, so make sure you check that before you pack if you're planning on eating here. If you're a fan of Downton Abbey, you want to try to get 8 people together to get into that Queen Victoria private room. The wait staff in there, they expertly revive the European art of tableside finishes for each dish. Bucket list right there. The menu changes daily, but favorites from the chef includes Jameson Farm lamb, Florida seafood, and Japanese Kobe beef. Both Victoria and Albert's and Citrico's, its upstairs neighbor, offer exclusive chef tables. Citrico's offers a Mediterranean flair on steakhouse basics, but I don't think the food is nearly as impressive as the other table service restaurant. Yep, there's another one. Narcoossee's is an upscale seafood restaurant. It's located on the Seven Seas Lagoon. It has excellent service, a great wine list, but steep prices. It's also one of the few places at Disney World with a seafood-centric menu, and one of the few places you can get a fresh steamed lobster. They do have excellent fireworks viewing, so another great spot to try to make sure that your reservation coincides with those fireworks. For something a little bit more casual, you can check out the Grand Floridian Cafe. They pride themselves on American classics reinvented. I haven't been there in a long time, but I remember my parents loving dinner here so much that they walked up to the hostess and made reservations for multiple nights. So definitely the most casual and family-friendly of all of the Grand Floridian restaurants, with the exception of 1900 Park Fair. I almost forgot about that. It's one of my favorite character dining experiences on property. It features some characters that you wouldn't see. You wouldn't typically see in character dining situations. So Alice in Wonderland, the Mad Hatter, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and Mary Poppins are at breakfast. And then at dinner, you'll find Cinderella's family, both of her stepsisters, her stepmother, and her prince. So it's definitely more unique. The standard buffet food, with the exception of the strawberry soup, which is amazing. Grand Floridian also offers Garden View Tea Room, which has a traditional afternoon tea served in British style. Teas, mini sandwiches, and pastries. You know, typical tea. The Gasparilla Island Grill is the resort's counter service restaurant. It has a great selection of burgers, sandwiches, and pizzas. There's also chicken nuggets and hot dogs. It's unique because unlike other quick service locations, it's open 24 hours. Past 11 o'clock, the menu is very limited, but you can still get something, which is huge. Meisner's Lounge is located on the 2nd floor in the Grand Floridian's main building. It is a lounge with a full drink menu, several beers, wines, and spirits. But there's also a live jazz band there for most of the day, so it's really fun. The Courtyard Pool Bar is located adjacent to the Courtyard Pool. again, beers, wines, cocktails. But they also offer a small menu of burgers, flatbread, pizza, sandwiches, salads, and desserts. The beach's pool bar and grill is located next to the beach pool. Its dining selection offers burgers, sushi, and salad, so probably the best of all of the pool bar and grills on property. So we just talked about all of the different deluxe resorts. Typically you'll find Animal Kingdom Lodge and Wilderness Lodge are on the lower end of the price bracket, with the exception, that's not the Animal Kingdom Lodge Savannah View rooms can get a little bit pricier, but for standard rooms, Wilderness and Animal Kingdom Lodge are often only a few dollars more than moderate resorts. And then the Epcot area resorts are in that mid-range, and then the monorail resorts are on the more pricey side. Of the monorail resorts, they definitely fluctuate in popularity year to year. Right now, the Polynesian is definitely more popular, so Contemporary is a little bit less expensive. Grand Floridian will always be in the top two. Right now, it's Polynesian and the Grand Floridian. If you want to see what prices look like, if you're thinking about staying on Disney property, contact me, Christina at aywvacations.com. And I'm happy to help you choose the best resort for your family. If you want more travel tips and tricks for Disney World as well as other locations around the globe, make sure you follow me on social media at aywcristina. Subscribe to my channel so that you can be the first to know when the next Disney planning video comes out. And thanks for joining. As always, I hope your vacations are exactly as you wish.